This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
For your information, if you've never been to the Brainerd Church Festival, you are missing out on a lot of fun and local history. We'll tell you about this year's event next. Hi everyone, thanks for watching. I'm Ken Kara, and here's your local headlines from FYI and the Hazleton Standard Speaker. Governor Tom Wolf says that 10 Pennsylvanians are lost to the opioid epidemic every day in the Keystone State. To combat this growing epidemic, he addressed a joint session of the General Assembly this morning. His goal, to outline a collective plan he hopes will lead the nation in combating the opioid and heroin crisis.
We must address this epidemic, but how can we make the biggest difference in the short time we have left this year? We should not place limitations on what we can achieve in this session. We all have our priorities and we all want action. But I want to talk about several bills that have already been introduced and discussed, and in some cases even passed by one of the chambers here. We need to get them to my desk so that I can sign them and we can make progress, more progress in this fight. If we continue to work together, we can fight back against this epidemic in a very effective way. We must act now. Many Pennsylvania families are counting on us. So first, physicians should check the Commonwealth's prescription drug monitoring program each time they prescribe opioids and other controlled substances. Our current law is not strong enough. It only requires doctors to check the system the first time they prescribe to a patient, or if they believe a patient is suffering from the disease of addiction. Pharmacists should enter data into the database within 24 hours of issuing a prescription rather than the current 72 hours. Strengthening program requirements is imperative in helping doctors and pharmacists identify whether patients are doctor shopping or other doctors are overprescribing patients. State officials also need the tools to identify inappropriate prescribing and dispensing practices among healthcare providers to better crack down on abuse. Second, let's prepare doctors and physicians for prescribing opioids and pain management by improving medical school and continuing education curricula on opioids. This will give doctors the knowledge and best practices needed to tailor their clinical skills to identify signs of addiction and provide patients with the information to avoid abuse or engage in meaningful treatment if they become addicted. Third, let's limit the amount of opioids a patient can receive at emergency rooms to a 7-day supply with no refills. And we should put the same restriction in place for minors no matter where they get a prescription.
The governor's priorities also include requiring insurance companies to cover abuse-deterrent opioids and establishing a voluntary directive for patients who do not want to be prescribed opioids. The governor says that lawmakers have shown they can work together. He asks that they lead the nation in fighting this crisis. In other news, one mall in our area continues to grow. The Laurel Mall is getting close to 100% occupancy. Today, 2 more ribbon cuttings were held for the 2 newest merchants. Lisa Sugart has the details.
Very good news here today at the Laurel Mall as 2 new stores officially cut the ribbon. I'm pleased to be joined by representatives from both of those stores who I'll tell you about in a moment. But Rocco Aruzzo is the business operations manager at the mall. Make the announcement. Who did we cut the ribbon for today?
We cut the ribbon for, finally, Cook Fella's Kitchen, our new restaurant in Center Court. We've been waiting a long time, Mary. We got it. We cut the ribbon for Cook Fella's Kitchen today. And also, wow, our new GNC store located in the Dunham's Wing. So we're excited. It's brand new. We cut the ribbon for GNC also today.
All right, very good. Now, Mary Catone is the owner of Cook Fellas. Mary, how excited are you to be in the Laurel Mall?
Very excited, extremely. I am so happy. Never been so stress-free. It's pleasant seeing new people, having new employees. It's just a wonderful environment.
Now, you are familiar to people because you've been in the restaurant business. We're familiar with your restaurant back on 309 in Hazel Township.
Yes, that is correct. I owned Mary's Cafe, and then we remodeled and had it as Breakfast World. So now we're here as Cook Fellas.
And who's with you here today?
This is my husband and also owner, Nick Catone, also the great chef.
Ah, the chef of the place.
Yes.
So, Nick, you're the person I should ask. What's on the menu?
Oh, we got everything on the menu. We have cheesesteaks, beef and chicken, of course. We have fresh-made cheeseburgers, fresh-made chicken fingers to order. We don't bread them until you order them. So we have lots of goodies here.
What are the hours for the restaurant?
The hours are 9 to 9, 9 in the morning till 9 at night.
And you guys are serving up breakfast too?
Yes, we are. Breakfast all day.
All right, that's a cool thing. I like the breakfast all day part of that. Now, I'm also pleased to be joined by Jeff Tomasacci. He is the general manager for GNC here in the mall. You guys have been in the mall for quite some time, but you have a really nice new store.
Yeah, this is the first time we've moved since 1973, actually. It's absolutely gorgeous, bigger storefront, but we still have the same fantastic customers that have been loyal and coming to us the entire time.
Wow, so you're one of the longer standing stores here in the Laurel Mall, so really well known. But you told me you have some new items on the shelves.
Absolutely. We actually have the entire gym line coming into us. We are the only brick and mortar store to actually carry this line of product. Up until now, it's only been online. So we have everything from their pre-workout to their protein.
And what else is in this store that we can get there? Everything from soup to nuts practically.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything from soup to nuts. I literally do have pistachios. But we also have everything with the cold and flu season coming up. We have things for the immune system. We have proteins to help you work out, and we have anything to help you lose weight, gain weight, everything from top to bottom.
Some exciting news here at the Laurel Mall. The ribbon officially cut on 2 new stores, and guess what, folks? There's more coming next week.
This Sunday, you're invited to take a trip back in time. An annual event is taking place to help ensure the preservation of a historic church and a one-room schoolhouse in the valley. Once again, here's Lisa Sugar.
We are here on the site of the historic Brainerd Church in Sybertsville, Pennsylvania, where they're planning for their big festival this weekend. It's on Sunday from 10 to 3:30. I'm joined by members of the committee, Carolyn Tobias and Wendy Hildebrand, and also Dr. Sarah Rohrbach and Regina Drasher. Thank you, folks, for being here. Carolyn, this is really important. This festival helps bring in a lot of funds to preserve what is truly a historic site here in Sybertsville.
Absolutely, absolutely. First of all, let me stress that this church belongs to everyone in Luzerne County. We are working very hard with very limited amount of people to pull this festival off, to keep the doors open for everyone to come. We have 2 services every year, and we really, really, really need a little bit more assistance than we're getting from the community. I don't want to see this church close its doors. So please come to the festival. Please, your 50 cents, your dollars are going to help to keep the doors of this church open. It's very important to the history of the community. It was built in 1853, has no electricity, and we've spent quite a bit of money in the last 2 or 3 years doing major maintenance on the building. I'm in hopes that we have good weather. Say your prayers for us so that God's good to us, that we don't have snow, rain, sleet, or hail. But anyway, please think about coming to the festival. It's very important for your heritage.
Wendy, there's a lot happening on Sunday, so just give us a sample of some of the festivities.
There's going to be a lot of food to eat, some bake sales, and there's going to be all kinds of crafters that are going to be here.
So a lot happening, a lot of great stuff. Dr. Rohrbach, you're going to be giving tours, so tell us about that.
Yes, I will. Another director and I will be dressing up in time period clothing, and we'll be giving tours of the schoolhouse and the church every hour.
We didn't mention that before. There's a one-room schoolhouse here.
There is. The schoolhouse was built in the 1800s, and it was moved here in 1983 to our site here at the Brainerd Church.
Wow, so that's amazing. Another piece of history all on the same site. Regina, I know you're very involved in the history of our entire community. Why is this so important for you to be part of this?
I just love the Brainerd. It's something you can't get anywhere else. Where else can you see a one-room schoolhouse in the Hazleton area? We have great entertainment lined up. Starting at 11, local folk musician Dave Matzinko will be returning, and local legend Phil Voistock will be joining him with his fiddle. At noon, we have champion fiddle player Paul Riffin. At 1 o'clock, someone new this year, Salty, a genuine Rockford peach from the All-American Professional Girls Baseball League. It was started in World War II. They made the movie a league of their own, and she was in the end of that at the reunion. And then at 2 o'clock, we have the Sarah sisters singing. I've heard them twice, and they are so ethereally beautiful. I got chills each time.
All righty, so there's a big lineup of entertainment, great food, all for a wonderful cause. So please come out this Sunday, again from 10 until 3:30. It is right here in Sybertsville, near the Sybertsville Police Department. We hope to see you then.
Thank you, Lisa. I wanted to sing the song from the end of A League of Their Own, but I forget how it goes. There's still a lot more information ahead in sports. Yes, it is Dave Day, and we're talking local tennis and golf with the Standard Speaker's sports editor. And after this break, Dennis Gans has more information for local hunters. We'll be right back.
This is FYI News 13, brought to you by SSPTV and the Hazleton Standard Speaker.
Hey, welcome to this week's segment of Awhile Huntin', and as promised, we're bringing you highlights from our Maryland Sika deer hunt that we were just on this past week, so let's get right into it. Definitely something different. Well, I hope you enjoyed that real quick highlight reel from our hunt down in Maryland. David, Jim, and I had a great time with our friend Chris Walliser. If you want to see the full episodes, you've got to tune in to Season 2 of Wild Bout Huntin', starting in April of 2017, airing on Pursuit Channel, Hunt Channel, Gen 7 Outdoors TV, and SSPTV. If you want more information on how you can hunt Maryland and do-it-yourself hunting, email us at info@wildbouthuntin.com. Follow us on all of our social media, and we'll see you next week somewhere in the hunting woods.
Time now for FYI News 13 weather.
It was so windy at the Laurel Mall today, the camera was actually moving on the tripod. Leaves were blowing around, and it was a pretty cool fall scene. Here's our local forecast from the National Weather Service. Tonight, showers likely mainly after 9 p.m. Our low will be 55 degrees. Gusts of wind will get as high as 24 miles per hour. We have a hazardous weather outlook for Thursday, as we could see heavy rain, showers with thunderstorms on Thursday. High near 61 degrees, wind gusts as high as 25 miles per hour. At night, wind gusts as high as 26 miles per hour. We'll see showers again, cloudy with a low near 55 degrees. On Friday, we could see showers again, 60% chance, cloudy with a high near 63. And then on Friday night, 40% chance of showers, cloudy with a low of 54 degrees. Saturday, 40% chance of showers. Our high will be 64 degrees. Saturday night, 40% chance of showers, mostly cloudy, low in the mid-50s. Sunday, we're down to a 30% chance of showers, partly sunny with a high of 68. And then Sunday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 54 degrees. Let's turn our attention to the Pennsylvania Lottery right now. Your midday winning Pennsylvania Lottery numbers on FYI. Pick 2, 70, pick 3, 157, pick 4, 3169, and pick 5, 95157. It's a big week for the Hazleton area Lady Cougar tennis team. We'll talk about it with the Standard Speaker's sports editor when we come back.
This is FYI News 13 Sports.
A busy Dave day, so let's get right to it. First, we'll welcome Dave Seaman, the sports editor from the Standard Speaker, back here to FYI for his weekly visit. Locally, Dave, the Hazleton area high school tennis team thought the girls would be good this year. They are. Since that loss to Berwick, they haven't looked back. They've won every match. They have one more left against Wyoming area. Beat Holy Redeemer Anthony Bellino had a great article in the Standard Speaker about it. And Dave, Stephanie Mazurek, that's what the match came down to. #1 singles player there. She made it to the semifinals last year in singles at districts and won a silver medal with Lily Nowak in the doubles tournament. So maybe even more noise this year in the district tournaments now that they have that experience under their belt, and things have been going pretty well for the Lady Cougars.
Yeah, first things first, they have to take care of business against Wyoming area. Wyoming area comes into today's match with a 9-2 record, so Lady Cougars will have to beat them to defend their WBC title. But yeah, that they've lived up to their expectations. The top 3 players have played well. Singles, there hasn't been a better threesome in the whole conference, and that's what's guided the Lady Cougars to their success so far.
Who's the #3 singles? You know #3?
#3 would be Sophia Lawson.
Sophia also had a very good season last year as well, so successful Lady Cougars right there. Marion's Albert McFadden, he's a senior. He won his second Schuylkill League Golf Individual Championship. Dave, he did it as a freshman, I think 4th and 3rd in between, and then came back this year 4 over par. Another successful year for him, and congratulations to Albert.
Yeah, Albert had a fine day on Monday. It wasn't the best day. They've had a lot of nice weather this year so far playing on the golf circuit, but it was a little breezy, a little overcast and cool, but Albert played consistent golf, and that's what you need in these championship type events. And the course wasn't the easiest course that they play on, Schuylkill Country Club in Warwicksburg, but Albert was able to maintain his composure throughout the tournament, and again, that's what takes success.
That's a feel-good way to go out, winning book-ending championships there. More for him, too, heading to districts. Dave, let's talk about the Philadelphia Eagles. How excited should Eagles fans be about this team? I was impressed with the defense. You were talking about the defense. I know, again, Carson Wentz gets the headlines in that, but I thought the secondary was outstanding against the Steelers. How excited should Eagles fans be?
Another thing Eagle fans should be excited about is the play of the offensive line. Last year, they were banged up. People don't remember how banged up their offensive line was last year. It seemed like they had holes. The lanes to run in were very wide from the beginning of the game to the end of the game. Obviously, they protected Carson Wentz very well, so I'd be excited about the offensive line. The skilled people stepped up. Receivers have to hold on a little bit more of the receptions that Wentz puts the ball on the money. A couple balls were dropped. The defense you definitely have to be impressed with because last year they were kind of run ragged with the Chip Kelly offense last year. They were on the field a lot, so they got tired. This year they're well rested. A new defensive coordinator, Jim Schwartz, he brings head coaching experience. And if anybody watched the Eagles game, they saw how fired up he was after one particular 4th down stop. So they got a winner there too. Things are looking up for the Eagles.
Well, Dave, it was a rough weekend in sports, losing Jose Fernandez, Marlins pitcher, in an accident, and then Arnold Palmer passing away, golf legend as well. As then D. Gordon hits this home run, remembering Jose Fernandez, and honestly got choked up watching him around the bases. He starts crying as he goes into the dugout. It was an emotional moment. That's something that I'll always remember there, and why sports are so special. Whatever you really noticed over the weekend from the sports community, even with these tragedies.
Yeah, that's something about sports. Sports is a bonding agent too. No matter how troubled the country is or the perceived trouble, you know, we always have sports, and it's only a small part in what goes on in this world, but there is humanity there. To see D. Gordon run around bases, and he wasn't the only one that was crying. How about the Mets catcher, Travis d'Arnaud? He was crying too. The home plate umpire who I just read this morning had lost 2 sons to a rare disease, or he was crying too. So it affects everybody involved in the game and the fans too. And if you have any kind of heart that beats, you're bleeding for the family of the Marlins and the Fernando, young, vibrant Anthony Bolino, our staff writer. He said he was born a month within Anthony, so he's 20. They're both 24 years old. So that hit Anthony pretty hard too. But any sports fan, to see life taken that young, it's not fair, but it's how it works sometimes. It's unfortunate. And then Arnold Palmer was a legend. He's been in this area a few times too, down at Eagle Rock. He helped design part of the golf course down there too. And he was larger than life too. And not only for golf fans, but for sports fans in general, the way he was able to market his sport and the sports world in general, just a vibrant personality, another vibrant personality, larger than life. And to have him taken away too, a Pennsylvania guy no less, and it's another big loss for the sports world.
I didn't know much about Jose Fernandez. I read up on him, and I would encourage people to read up on both incredible people. And you don't have to go far for Arnold Palmer. There was a great article on the front page of the Standard Speaker on Tuesday. Dave, as always, we appreciate your time. We hope to see you again soon. Of the work week, reward yourself at Bottlenecks. It's their featured steak entree night with plenty of amazing steak options.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Nuremberg Community Players will be presenting Little Shop of Horrors September 30th at 7 p.m., October 1st at 7 p.m., and October 2nd at 3 p.m. All seats are $15, and the Nuremberg Community Players Theater is located at 283 Hazel Street in Nuremberg. For tickets or information, just call 570-276-6263. And finally, there will be a haunted school fundraiser and food drive hosted by Holy Name of Jesus Parish on Saturday, October 15th, beginning at dusk. Admission is $4 per person, and children will have tasks in order to get candy throughout. A non-perishable food drive and concessions will also be available. All proceeds of this 4th annual event will be donated to the renovation of the school for community purposes. For information, just call 570-579-8721. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Jeanette J. Brower of drums. Services will be held Friday at 11 a.m. in the First United Methodist Church. Friends may call Friday from 9 to 11 a.m. at the church. The Lukowitz-Orovitz-Fell Funeral Home is in charge of arrangements. Dr. Richard T. Buzzkowski, Eagle Rock. Funeral is October 6th at 10 a.m. in the St. John Bosco Roman Catholic Church. Friends may call at the church from 9 to 10 a.m. The Harmon Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Brian Fanning of Hazel Township. Arrangements will be announced by the Harmon Funeral Home. Eleanor McCarthy of McAdoo. Mass is Saturday at 10 a.m. in the Church of All Saints. Friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. The Stanley E. Anilowski Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. And Joseph A. Fudge of McAdoo. Memorial Mass is October 7th at 10 a.m. in the Church of All Saints. The Damiano Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. Attention pay-per-view subscribers, if you see your name right now on News 13, you'll have 13 minutes to call in and win a free movie from Service Electric Cablevision. Our winner tonight is Bridget Burke of Ashland. Bridget, if you're watching, give us a call, 570-455-7267, extension 104.
So the Laurel Mall has all-day breakfast. If they get a skee-ball machine, I'm moving in. That's awesome. That's it for FYI today. 2 more days of fun this week. Remember, breaking news at facebook.com/FYI News 13. Take it easy, everyone.